Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about how to care for your pet hamster the right way. So let's get started. Now, if you just got a hamster, or maybe you've had a hamster for a while and you're really looking for some tips on how to properly care for your new furry friend, this video is for you. First things first. Housing. You want to make sure that your hamster has adequate housing. Now, I know a lot of people like to get the bigger cages, which is great. However, most important is that it is tall enough so that they can stand up on their hind legs and also have some room to run around. If you have a dwarf hamster, you don't need as large of a cage because they are smaller than Scythian hamsters. A good rule of thumb is to get a cage that is at least 10 gallons or larger. Also, make sure that the bars of the cage are appropriately sized. You want them to be no more than half an inch apart. Otherwise, your hamster may be able to squeeze through and escape. Now for bedding. You never want to use cedar or pine shavings, because the oils in these types of shavings can be very toxic to hamsters. Instead, you can use aspen shavings or paper bedding. And then for the location of the cage, you want to put it in an area that is relatively quiet. You also want to avoid putting that cage near your heater or air conditioner because the drafts may be too strong and cause your hamster to become ill. Okay, now let's talk about food and water. For food, you want to give your hamster a high-protein, hamster-specific food. And then for treats, you can give them things like mealworms, vegetables, and fruits. Just remember that fruits and vegetables should only be given in moderation because they contain a lot of sugar. Now, if you do give your hamster fruit or veggies, make sure to remove them after a few hours, because you don't want your hamster to leave their droppings in the fruit or veggie and then eat it later. You want to make sure that your hamster has access to fresh water at all times. The best type of water bottle to give your hamster is one that is made specifically for them. They come with a little metal ball at the end of the spout. This helps prevent your hamster from getting their bedding or food stuck in their water spout. Okay, now let's talk about handling your hamster. When you first get your hamster, you want to wait until they are a little bit older and a little bit bigger. It's much easier to handle a full-grown hamster compared to a baby hamster. When you do start handling your hamster, you want to make sure that you support their entire body. Don't just hold them by their tail or by their head. That could really hurt them. Also, always wash your hands before and after handling your hamster. Okay, now let's talk about the wheel. A lot of people say that wheels are bad for hamsters and they can hurt their hamster back. However, if you get a solid surface wheel, it should be fine. Just make sure that the wheel is big enough for your hamster to run comfortably. Also, you want to make sure that the wheel is mounted properly. If it's not mounted properly, it can wobble and cause your hamster to fall off and potentially break their back. And then for toys, you can get your hamster things like a ball, a tunnel, or a high. These will help keep your hamster entertained and enriched. Okay, now let's talk about health. How can you tell if your hamster is sick? Here are a few things to look out for. Lethargy, loss of appetite, weight loss, runny nose or eyes, coughing, sneezing, or difficulty breathing. If you notice any of these signs, you should take your hamster to the vet as soon as possible. Now, if you notice that your hamster has gained a lot of weight, that can be a sign that your hamster is obese. Obese hamsters are at risk for many health problems. To prevent your hamster from becoming obese, make sure to only give them the appropriate amount of food each day. You can check out a weight chart online to see how much your hamster should weigh based on their age and sex. Okay, now let's talk about life expectancy. The average hamster typically lives for 2 to 3 years. However, some hamsters have been known to live up to 5 years. The key to a long, happy life for your hamster is to make sure that you provide them with proper housing, food, water, and enrichment. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it has helped you learn how to properly care for your hamster. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, and I will try to answer as best as I can. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.